Welcome back everybody, my name is Nick930 and today we're going to go in depth with the multiplayer footage for Call of Duty World War II. Now we were treated to a gameplay trailer that showed off this game's multiplayer action, but it wasn't very clear that what we were seeing was the multiplayer portion of the game because it looked very cinematic and a lot like the original trailer we were given earlier this year. But on the E3 show floor, Sledgehammer did make the game available to play in multiplayer, and I have some clips to share with you from some of the more popular YouTubers that were lucky enough to be able to play it. And based on this footage alone, I wanted to give you guys a heads up on all the new features I could spot and what we can expect when this game drops in the fall. So let's just get right into it. Now, I've read in a few places that this new Call of Duty is doing away with the standard Create a Class option in favor of this new Division selection. Now, in the Division screen, you'll notice there's 5 classes to choose from: Infantry, Airborne, Armored, Mountain, and Expeditionary. All divisions have an alternate division loadout to choose from, likely with a different primary weapon or different selected perk to help match your playstyle. The Infantry class will be the standard Rifleman class and has access to medium-range rifles with good accuracy. The Airborne class is designed to be a fast-moving flanking class with access to SMGs and better mobility. The Armored class has a light machine gun and explosive devices to help hold strategic positions. The Mountain class is this game's sniper class and has access to more stealthy perks and long-range sniper rifles. And finally, the Expeditionary class is a close-range infiltrator with access to incendiary rounds, tactical grenades, and the game's shotguns. Now, if we take a closer look at this one still I have here, you can see in the game division selection screen that there's a few new things like skills and training. Now, the skills seem to be actual usable gadgets unique to specific divisions. For this Airborne division, you can attach and detach a suppressor to your SMG as you see fit, which allows you to hide from radar and make it harder for enemies to detect you. In addition to these skills, there's also the training, which seems to be a renamed version of the perks from the past Call of Duty games. The first training we see here is called Pathfinder 3, suggesting that there's a progression system built into these training perks, and they can be improved to better enhance their abilities. The Pathfinder 3 training allows you to sprint for longer distances, increase your speed, and climb over objects faster. Right below that, you'll see basic training, which seems like it may apply to only the currently selected division. The training selected allows the player to have 1 extra grenade and smoke grenade as their tactical equipment. If you look closely, you'll also notice that the weapons here have attachments selected, so you should still be able to customize your weapons just like the other Call of Duty games. The Thompson submachine gun here appears to have quick draw and extended mag equipped, and it's unclear how deep this customization really goes. Now let's take a look at the actual gameplay. Call of Duty World War II seems to be taking a step back from the crazy fast-paced gameplay of the past few titles, and slows it down to the pace of Call of Duty World at War. There's no more wall running or sliding, and killstreaks are not nearly as prominent. The game's multiplayer does still have health regen, but it looks like the sprinting is going to be limited now, and you'll need special training to be able to sprint a little bit further before getting tired. Score streaks are still in the game, but they seem to have been downplayed a significant amount. The only score streaks I've seen in action were the recon planes, which act a lot like UAVs, and a flamethrower. But there are definitely more, and you can see those in the multiplayer reveal trailer. You'll notice here on the screen that there's 3 potential kill streaks on this player's loadout, and they can be purchased using in-game points earned throughout the match. So you can actually choose based on the situation which of these score streaks would be useful instead of being stuck with the most recent one you've earned. If you die with your flamethrower score streak, you can actually respawn and continue using it, which is a nice touch. I hated dying right after earning a difficult killstreak reward and not being able to use it. Also, your score towards the score streaks will reset each time you die, so you still need to be careful when trying to unlock access to the flamethrower and other killstreaks. Sledgehammer officially revealed 3 multiplayer maps so far: Ardennes, Puente du Hoc, and Operation Breakout, but several other locations like a battleship at sea and a ruined city are shown in the multiplayer trailer. Ardennes is a snowy map playable in domination and team deathmatch with ruins on one side and a bunker on the other. Ardennes reminds me a lot of the Call of Duty Ghosts map Whiteout, with small buildings to hide in, narrow frozen river trenches, and lots of trees and rocks to hide behind. Puente du Hoc is the other map available to play at E3, which is a location featured in Call of Duty 2 years ago. The map itself looks nothing like the old Call of Duty 2 mission though, and is essentially a small enclosed fortress with a bunch of trench lines that form the lanes around the map. One of the biggest new changes to Call of Duty's multiplayer in World War II is the addition of a large-scale game mode called War. The mission shown off at E3 was called Operation Breakout. In Operation Breakout, you either defend or attack a small village with a series of specific objectives. The Nazis have an anti-aircraft battery near a church at the edge of town, and the Allied forces are tasked with destroying it. The Allied team starts the mission by attacking a two-story manor filled with Nazis firing out of the windows. After securing the manor, Allied forces need to repair a bridge that crosses over a ravine into town. After fixing the bridge, the Allied team needs to destroy an enemy weapon cache located off of the road. And finally, the Allied team needs to escort a Sherman tank towards the church and destroy the AA battery on the other side. From the footage I've seen, it appears a player can control some aspects of the tank, but it's unclear if you can actually steer the tank yourself. I can see this game mode being the biggest reason to be excited for Call of Duty multiplayer again, because it looks like they're finally stepping away from the repetitive and played out team deathmatch style of play and focusing more on objectives and teamwork. If you're not into that, that's perfectly fine because the game still offers the same old modes like domination and team deathmatch, and those seem to play mostly the same. Now I wanted to take a second and talk about something that I've seen a surprisingly large amount of people complain about with this multiplayer. There are no swastikas, and there are female soldiers running around on the field. I just want to make it clear that I seriously couldn't care less about both of these things. The swastikas aren't going to make and break the experience, and having a female soldier on the field doesn't ruin any immersion from this multiplayer. This is a Call of Duty multiplayer. I'm not going for immersion when I play it, I'm going for a fun and simple shooter experience. Now, if every soldier on the front line in the single-player campaign is a female, then that would be pretty annoying. But I'm not going to lose sleep over whether or not the game has Nazi flags hanging from the walls off in the distance. Seriously, who cares? Anyway, that's the end of my brief rant, and also the end of all the information I have for Call of Duty's multiplayer. What did you guys think of the multiplayer reveal? Is there anything important that I missed? Let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all the latest from E3 2017.